Welcome to ED Advancements Workshop, and this is scientific erection restoration. So if you are here because you have ED or erectile dysfunction, this is the exact science and the exact things that you need to apply that are the latest discoveries and breakthroughs in science and in medicine to help reverse erectile dysfunction. And this is presented by NSI, or National Stem Cell Institute. And in case you have not heard of National Stem Cell Institute, we're actually a full service and full scale regenerative medicine facility that's been featured in Forbes magazine, Entrepreneur magazine, even the Huffington Post. We've even actually had a documentary on the Discovery Life channel. And in fact, we have an entire network of 29 clinics all around the world that we stay networked with. We share research, we discuss cases with people from these other clinics, and the reason why we do this is to make sure that we are staying up to date with the greatest discoveries and breakthroughs around the world. And in fact, our clinic has over 200 reviews with an average rating of 4.8 stars. These come from Facebook, from Google, from Yelp, different places all over the web. But I wanted to go ahead and show you our Facebook page just so that you can follow it if you are not. We have over 213,000 followers, and the reason that this is important is because it tells you, hey, a lot of people see us as a credible source and they look to us as an authority in the regenerative medicine space. So let's go ahead and jump into ED here. First of all, we're going to cover what is ED. Then I'm going to go over what causes ED. And there's actually two root causes of ED according to science that we're really able to help. So if you have one of these two root causes, you're really going to want to pay attention to that. And then we're going to go over how ED drugs and medications help ED so that you understand the science behind that. Then I'm going to go over the best supplement for ED, and this is one of the top secrets that you need to know if you want to help reverse ED, and this is something that you can take at home. You don't even need a doctor to do it. Then I'm going to go over the best ED tool possible that you can use at home every single day to help restore strong, hard erections. And finally, we are going to go over regenerative medicine. And that is the breakthroughs in science that really medicine is transitioning to. This is how we're helping men around the world get strong erections again. And I'm going to be telling you really pertinent information if you want to have sex again and be able to get a nice strong erection. So let's go ahead and jump in here. What is ED? Well, ED, otherwise known as impotence, is the chronic inability to achieve or maintain an erection satisfactory for sexual intercourse. I wanted to go ahead and show you this website, and it's actually Viagra's website. And this says erectile dysfunction, you can see it's highlighted in pink, is when a man has difficulty getting an erection or keeping it long enough for sex. So this is also known as impotence. And you actually see 50% of men over 40 have some degree of ED. This is kind of a shocking statistic. But ED happens when not enough blood flows to the penis, preventing an erection. So guys, this is a blood flow issue, and if you did not know that, now you know it. So it affects about 30 million men in the United States alone. So some guys with ED find it difficult to get an erections, others find it difficult to keep one. And either way though, the main point here is that you are not alone, okay? These are a couple alarming statistics. 50% of men over the age of 40 years old have erectile dysfunction. So that's a lot of guys. And when you get up to 70, it's 70% of men have erectile dysfunction over the age of 70. So a lot of guys in their older ages think that this is normal. Well, let me tell you right now, statistics tell us 30% of guys over the age of 70 still can get an erection. So is erectile dysfunction a normal process of aging? Absolutely not. The body should be able to have sex until the day that you die. We're going to look at how erections work here so you understand how ED works. So you're going to see a flaccid penis. That's a penis that's not erect. Then you have an erect penis on the right, filled with a lot of blood. So how does this work? Well, on the left here, you're going to see that there's a little chamber, and I like to call this erection chamber, the corpus cavernosum. So it's highlighted in blue here. And the corpus cavernosum of a flaccid penis, or a soft penis, one without an erection, is filled with very little blood, if any. Then we're going to move on to the erect penis here, and we see the corpus cavernosum, again, highlighted in blue, of an erect penis is filled with a lot of blood. So guys, I'm really going to try to keep this simple. Instead of referring it to as the corpus cavernosum, I'm going to say erection chambers. So I want you to say it out loud or think of it in your mind, erection chambers. This is where the blood must go in the penis to have a nice strong erection. ED is caused by poor blood flow to the penis. So certain medical conditions can cause this, and we're going to look at that next in that research. But also just things like stress, anxiety, or psychological conditions can make it worse. Let's take a look at some research from the Journal of the American Medical Association, and you'll see here in blue. Erections are caused by the balance of blood flow into and out of the penis. Conditions that result in changes in the penis's blood flow are common causes of ED. So what is that? Well, the two most common medical problems that may cause ED are hardening of the arteries or atherosclerosis, heart disease, cholesterol problems, things like this. And then the other medical condition that is the most common cause of ED is diabetes. Now, there are lots of other conditions that can cause it. These are just the top two because these really affect blood flow, as we're going to look at. Obesity is actually associated with erectile dysfunction as well as hormone changes that negatively affect erections. Another common cause of ED is damage to the nerves. So it could have been paralysis or a nerve injury. And I'll just go ahead and say right now, some of the things I'm going to share with you can help all causes of ED because they help restore blood flow to the body. But if it is a true nerve issue, this is really going to be dependent upon your specific condition. That's why we do these consultations to discover if you're a candidate. The last thing I wanted to show here is that certain medications like blood pressure medication can also cause ED. And then we see here on the bottom that psychological issues or stress or anxiety can also make ED worse. Diabetes can cause ED. Now, how does that happen and why does that work? Well, it's because diabetes affects the capillaries in the body. And these are just small blood vessels. And I'm going to keep this basic like I told you, but I want you to memorize the word capillary. So capillary is a very tiny blood vessel. They're all over the body, and they are responsible for filling areas with blood like the penis. So for an erection, the capillaries in the erection chambers, these little blood vessels need to fully fill with blood. But diabetes, because of high glucose or high sugar levels, destroys the capillaries, and it destroys a lot of capillaries in the penis. So this is why diabetics can go blind, destroys the capillaries or little blood vessels in the eyes. That's why they have to have toes amputated, destroys the capillaries in the toes. So guys, it's important. If you have diabetes, you got to get this under control because it's really going to help restore strong erections. And do not lose hope though. If you've had capillaries that have died due to diabetes, there are things that can be done. And I'm going to share that research with you in a little bit here. So another recap, heart disease can cause ED. And this is because heart disease also damages the capillaries in the penis. So let me give you an example here. On the left, we have grass that is watered, right? It's growing nice and good. And on the right, we have grass that is dying. So why is the grass dying? And why is the other grass living? Because the grass on the left has water. So as we age, though, we lose our capillaries. And this is a natural process of aging. But diseases like heart disease, diabetes, complications associated with obesity and these different things can make the capillary damage worse. And you can lose more capillaries than you should. So this is the main primary point. Pay attention to this. Capillaries to the body are like water to grass. When grass has water, it grows, it lives. When the body's tissues, like the penis, have capillaries, they grow, they live. When the capillaries are destroyed, these organs start to malfunction. So let's take a look at this in depth and really look at the aging process here. So here I have the same person aging, okay? So this is the same person's penis from 20 to 70. Now you can see that the 20-year-old's penis is filled with these little blue and red lines. These are the capillaries, guys. But when he turns 40, remember, some of these capillaries are going to decline as we age. So he doesn't have as many capillaries there, so his erections aren't as strong and hard as they used to be. And then when he turns 70, remember 70% of guys at 70 have ED, 40 or 50% at 40 have ED. When he turns 70, he barely has any capillaries left. So this is a close-up of the capillaries. They're nice, strong. There's tons of them in 20s. And then you can see, okay, they're still kind of nice and thick, but there's just fewer of them. And then by 70, they kind of decline. So as age goes up, capillaries go down. Now, if the lawn is the erection chambers, then the capillaries in the penis with erectile dysfunction, so someone who has ED, this is like trying to water the entire lawn that's dead with a garden hose, right? So if an entire lawn is dead, what do you need? Well, you need tons of sprinklers, right? So golfers, you'll understand this. Farmers, you'll understand this. Or people who like green grass, you'll understand this. A dry lawn and dry grass needs plenty of water from big sprinklers, just like the penis needs plenty of capillaries to fill the erection chambers. So you need strong capillaries, just like you need strong hoses and tons of them to adequately water grass. Does this make sense? A lot of capillaries, a lot of blood flow, strong erection. So here's another recap. Blood pressure medications can worsen ED, and this is because the capillaries in the penis may not get enough blood flow, because while blood pressure medications may help reduce blood pressure problems, they can actually inhibit blood flow in certain parts of the body, and the penis is one of these. Moving on here, stress and anxiety can worsen ED. And the reason that stress and anxiety worsen ED is because they actually hack the body's neurological response of getting an erection, because it inhibits nitric oxide release. This is erection fuel. So I want you to think of nitric oxide as erection fuel. So parasympathetic feelings, though, which are not stress and anxiety, cause erections easier because they release nitric oxide in the body. So let's take a look at the science here. And you can see here in blue that an erection is triggered by the parasympathetic division of the nervous system, causing nitric oxide levels to rise. A real quick explanation of this. A parasympathetic feeling is when you're relaxing. A sympathetic feeling, stress and anxiety, would happen if a tiger rushed into the room. Now, what are you going to do if a tiger rushes into the room? Or if you have any weapons, you're going to try to fight it, or you're going to try to run. Fight or flight. So, guys, if you're having sex and a tiger runs into the room, are you going to keep having sex? No. You're going to try to get out of there safely and alive. Hopefully you save your partner as well. So the reason that this happens then when you can't get an erection, when you have these sympathetic feelings, is because the brain says, hey, erections and sex aren't a priority now, survival situation. Let's kind of go back here to nitric oxide, and I want to show you what this does to the penis and why it's the erection fuel. So nitric oxide is a vasodilator. This means that it opens up the capillaries to fill with blood. So there's all this nitric oxide in the body, and when you're nice and relaxed, you're parasympathetic, then it's going to enter the capillaries. Then it's going to expand the size of the capillaries so they can get nice and big. Remember how we cannot water a dry, dead lawn with a single wimpy garden hose, okay? Now imagine we have fire hoses. Well, what nitric oxide does is helps increase the size of the garden hose to the fire hose. Nitric oxide entering capillaries causes blood to enter into the penis and results in an erection. After you get turned on, the parasympathetic nervous system causes nitric oxide levels to rise, or erection fuel levels to arise, which opens up the capillaries in the erection chambers to fill with blood, and then the penis gets hard because it's engorged with blood. So, how does this all work, and what are the two root causes of erectile dysfunction? Erectile dysfunction is caused by two root causes that we can really help out, which are decreased nitric oxide levels or damage to the capillaries or not enough capillaries. So what's the solution? This is how we help so many people. We can help increase nitric oxide levels, so give you more erection fuel to give you nice strong erections, or heal your capillaries and even increase the amount of capillaries you have. Let's take a break from this for a second to talk about ED drugs. How do those help? Medications like Viagra, Cialis, how does this help? Well, these temporarily allow your body to get an erection because they actually disable or inhibit an enzyme in the body that temporarily allows the erection chambers in the penis to fill up with a lot of blood. So this comes from the website Online Doctor, and we're just going to scroll down here into what does Viagra or these other ED drugs do in the body? Well, in the vascular system, there's something called cGMP, and this causes blood vessels to relax. So as the blood vessels relax, you can see here in this little pink diagram, there's more blood that can flow through them. So then we have an enzyme called PDE5. So this breaks down cGMP and reduces blood flow. So PDE5 is located in the erection chamber, or the corpus cavernosum of the penis. So what happens is these drugs actually inhibit PDE5 so that more cGMP is available. The more of this molecule, cGMP, is present, more blood can flow in the penis and the penis can get hard again. So this is a temporary solution. It is not a permanent fix. So you'll see as a recap, these drugs may work good, but they only last for a short time and they inhibit enzymes. So they're a quick fix. And if you know, if you've taken these drugs before, you know this. You take Cialis or Viagra, and for a couple hours, maybe up to a day, you can get a nice strong erection, and then it goes away. So if you don't want to be reliant upon a drug to be able to have sex, because who knows when you're going to have sex sometimes. Sometimes you plan on it. Sometimes you don't know. And you're going to want to be able to have sex. So you don't have to wait to take a drug. So if you want to do this, you have to address the two root causes of ED that I talked about, which are too little nitric oxide levels or too few or damaged capillaries. So ED drugs do not address both of these root causes, guys. So they're really only a temporary solution. They kind of hack the body into being able to have sex. So what is the solution for increasing nitric oxide levels? Well, it's actually a supplement. So if you want to get more erection fuel, you're really going to want to take this certain supplement that I'm going to show you here in a second. But I want to show you this research, and that is nitric oxide levels drop dramatically after 40. When you are 20, you have tons of nitric oxide. When you turn 40, most men have only half of what they had at 20. So guys, is it a coincidence that when you're 40, 50% of men have ED? Absolutely not. And that's why Neo 40 was invented. Neo 40 is a supplement that is patented, and it's also proven by clinical trials to raise nitric oxide levels. Now, what does this mean? Well, this means that one, it works so good that they had to get a patent on it, or other companies would steal their formulation. And two, it actually has research, scientific evidence that backs the fact that it raises nitric oxide levels. Thus, if low nitric oxide is the cause of your ED, or one of the root causes, and by the way, you can have both, this can raise it. So really, if you want the best chance possible of getting more erection fuel in your body, I would recommend this supplement. Here's another actually quick tip, just speaking of nitric oxide, that you can do today right after this workshop is exercise. So you know how when you exercise or you sweat or you play sports, maybe you go golfing or bowling, or when you work out, you just feel good and you feel more energetic. Well, this is because exercise naturally boosts nitric oxide levels. Even something like a walk, a run, a bike ride, swimming, hiking, climbing, rock climbing, whatever you like to do, weightlifting, all exercise helps raise nitric oxide levels, and this is proven by research. Another quick tip, something that you can incorporate in your diet, is spinach. And this is extremely high in vital nutrients that help naturally raise nitric oxide levels. So if you don't like spinach, guys, honestly, you could try a couple different recipes with it. It's great in salads. You can saute it. You can even stir fry it with like chicken or beef or other vegetables, kind of hide the flavor of it. So a lot of people don't like spinach because they're used to this like nasty canned spinach as a kid. Well, you can get baby spinach now and it tastes excellent. If you still don't like that, you can actually put it in a smoothie. Also, beets are high in nutrients that help naturally boost nitric oxide levels as well. Now let's go ahead and move on to tools that help ED. And guys, there are tons of them. You could look for hours all over the internet, but I'm going to cut it to you straight and tell you what we've seen really work with the people that we work with and who say, look, ever since I started using a penis pump, I've noticed I've had stronger, harder erections. So what is a penis pump? Well, it's literally a miniature vacuum that draws blood into the capillaries, okay, of the erection chambers. I want to show you some information from the Mayo Clinic about penis pumps here right from their website to show you how well they work and to show you really what they work in conjunction with. This is the main fact. For some men, a combination of erectile dysfunction treatments works best. So we use penis pumps in combination with the other therapies that I'm going to go over next here because it just works better when you do all these things together. And this comes right from the Mayo Clinic's website. So you can see penis pumps are a great adjunct to other ED treatments, just like the Mayo Clinic said, especially when combined with capillary enhancing treatments. Now, why has your doctor not told you about capillary enhancing treatments and why are you at this workshop? Well, a lot of doctors don't know the science about regenerative medicine. So what regenerative medicine is actually the most promising type of treatment that can help reverse the root causes of ED, which are, again, not enough capillaries, guys, or low nitric oxide levels. This is regenerative medicine. So let's take a look at the 3 types of regenerative medicine to help reverse ED. This is stem cell therapy, PRP, or the P shot, and exosomes. So I'm really going to go through each of these briefly. So regenerative medicine can help the capillaries to regrow in the penis. Let's go through the first type here, and this is the primary weapon against ED, stem cell therapy. What are stem cells? And maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but stem cells are the body's own healing cells. So when you get a cut on your arm, what happens? Well, first it's going to bleed, then you're going to get a scab, and then scar tissue forms, right? Well, stem cells are actually coming to the area, producing new tissue to help heal that area. So they can actually regrow tissue all over the body, and it's how we heal. Well, some areas of the body run out of stem cells, such as the capillaries in the penis. And if you can replace them there, they can help regrow and repair capillaries to help sustain strong erections. They can also help boost nitric oxide levels, and I'm going to show you that research here in a minute. But I want to clear something up real quick, and this comes from our Stem Cell Summit, which is a separate workshop completely just on stem cell therapy itself and kind of all the different types available. But there's 2 main classifications. There's adult stem cells, which come from adult tissues. These are actually endorsed by the Vatican and other religious institutions like the Baptist Church. They've been studied since the 1950s. So if you've ever heard of a bone marrow transplant, you understand stem cell therapy. Adult stem cells can only form certain cell types. So because of this, having a stem cell procedure is safer than taking an aspirin a day. And if you're wondering if this hurts, no. If you are able to get stem cells in your penis to help regrow capillaries, boost nitric oxide levels, and naturally help reverse erectile dysfunction, we actually numb the area. We do a nerve block so you will not feel anything, so there's no pain. That's the last thing we want to do if we're trying to help your penis. Embryonic stem cells, on the other hand, these come from aborted fetuses, and because of this, it causes controversy. So President Bush actually banned these in 2001 because they're unstable and unsafe, and they can even form cancer. So we would definitely not use these. If we're trying to help you get a strong erection again, we don't want you to get cancer, right? So because of that, at NSI, we only use adult stem cells. We never use embryonic stem cells. this is how stem cell therapy works. So we're going to go over a flaccid penis and the capillaries in that, and an erect penis and the capillaries in that. So up top, in a flaccid penis, or someone who has erectile dysfunction, or when you just don't have an erection, the capillaries are kind of small and withered here, okay? So the capillaries are filled with minimal blood. So if there's no blood in these little erection tubes, then the erection chambers are going to be unfilled and they're going to be soft. They're flaccid. But when you get an erection, the capillaries expand nice and big, lots of blood, because they have enough erection fuel and there's enough of them, right? So in an erect penis, capillaries are filled with maximum blood. Now, I'm going to stop here and share with you something really, really important. So I want you to pay attention. And that is the research that this comes from. And this is actually the founder of a certain type of stem cell. So he discovered here in blue that they also involve, he's talking about stem cells, stimulation of MSC-mediated angiogenesis by secretion of VEGF and by the MSCs stabilizing new vessels. So I'm going to break this down in a diagram for you so it makes sense. What did I just say? Here's what you need to know what I just said. Stem cells can help repair and regrow capillaries. So angiogenesis is the creation of new blood vessels. Angio means blood, genesis means new. So these are really the main types of treatments available today that can help regrow capillaries. And there's really nothing else on the market that is proven by science to do this. Now let's move on to PRP. What is PRP? So PRP is platelet-rich plasma. So this stimulates growth, healing, and regeneration, and it really can help boost the repair of the capillaries in the penis, and some guys only need this alone. So NSI, we actually use a certain type of PRP called the P shot to help reverse erectile dysfunction. Now, what is the P shot? Well, I wanted to show you this research that actually the inventor of the P shot shared, and that is in 2003, they discovered that certain growth factors found in PRP can help regenerate the penis's tissues to actually naturally help reverse erectile dysfunction. Now, you'll notice Viagra and Trimix, which is a certain type of injection for erectile dysfunction, do not correct underlying pathology of penile circulation. So what are they saying here? Well, these drugs and other injections besides stem cells or PRP, or what I'm going to share with you next, do not address one of the root causes of erectile dysfunction, which is too little capillaries. But you can see here that in 2010, scientists discovered that transferring stem cells into the penis caused increased nitric oxide activity in the dorsal nerve. So stem cells help regrow capillaries, and they also help boost erection fuel in the penis. So really awesome stuff, guys. When combined with the P shot, really excellent results. And then we have one last healing tool here, and this is the last weapon against ED, are exosomes. So these are powerful regenerative cells that help the body heal as well. And really what they do are help boost and enhance signals of PRP or stem cell therapy. So people who want the best results, and if you're someone who really wants to have sex again, I would honestly highly consider looking into all three of these therapies. And we actually have an erection restoration cocktail that involves all these things because they all work together. But I want to show you how this works. So this is a little stem cell right here in green, and it's going to secrete something called VEGF. Now, when VEGF binds to EC or EPC cells, those were those endothelial cells I said I'd come back to, it stimulates angiogenesis. So let me break this down for you. What is VEGF? Well, right here, I just Googled it. VEGF is actually vascular endothelial growth factor. All you need to know is this is a signal protein produced by cells, like stem cells, that stimulates or creates the formation of blood vessels. Capillaries are blood vessels, guys. So right here it is from research that VEGF helps increase capillary growth. So when you cannot get an erection because you have a flaccid penis because of damaged or aging capillaries, when you get injections of stem cells, the P shot, which is a PRP or exosomes, or for the best chance of restoring the most capillaries possible, the erection restoration cocktail, this then helps the penis regenerate. The capillaries can regrow and they can heal. So guys, this is so important to address the root causes of erectile dysfunction if you want to have results. Now, I know what you're wondering right now. Does this work? Well, absolutely it works. And in fact, I'm going to show you one of the brave soldiers that stood up and came public about this working. Not many guys will honestly want to do a video saying, hey, I used to have erectile dysfunction, but this guy didn't care. He was so happy. He was happy to share his testimonial. So let's go ahead and look at what Terry had to say about this.
I've had ED for 12, 13 years, and this is the only thing that has given me my sex life. So if any of y'all have any kind of problems that they say they can help you with, they can.
So to wrap it up here, guys, I hope that I offered you hope, and I hope that you really took some notes, because this is what's really important, and this is what you really have to know. Erectile dysfunction can be a thing of the past, okay? You no longer have to be plagued by it. You no longer have to suffer it. It no longer has to wreck your relationships or your mind, because we have the solutions now to help restore and reverse erectile dysfunction, and especially when you combine all these things together. And guys, I promise you, if you are a candidate and you do everything that I shared in this workshop, you will be able to have stronger, harder erections and enjoy sex again. So thank you for attending this workshop, guys. Hope is here. We have seen it with tons of guys, and we would love to see it with you as well.